Of the local variety, we've got the Blazers Summer League kicking back up tonight down in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
They're playing the Sixers.
Yeah, Danny's probably touching himself right now, getting ready to go down there to hot Thomas and Mack Center.
You could play with yourself.
Yeah, you could.
The Sixers have Jared McCain, the Duke kid, who was number 16
the
overall.
TikTok kid.
What do you mean? What does that mean?
Oh, he's a big TikTok guy. He's been a TikTok star since high school. He's one of those
He's a star.
paint the fingernails guy, and then a lot of the NBA hardos are like, he'll never work in the league. Wait till he makes a TikTok after his team loses and all that stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, now I'm rooting for him.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah, I don't know. Just because you don't understand something doesn't mean that someone else can't do it. I'm terrified of TikTok. I don't understand it.
It's not my thing, but I'm not going to tear him down over
This is a new age. It's a new age.
Exactly.
It's a new era.
You just everyone, you have to have painted nails and you got to do a dance for some reason. And God bless you.
Well, I
You can
guess
make money off
because
of it.
he's been doing it since high school, like he has probably a bigger TikTok following than a basketball fan following. Just because, like, if that makes sense, he's more popular in that community because of his longevity there than for whatever he's done on the court.
Yeah, very few people are excited about what Jared McCain's bringing to the table on an NBA floor. I mean, it may turn out to be good, but a lot of people care about
Speak for yourself.
his TikTok. Yeah, you're all fired up.
Can't wait to see what he's bringing to the table tonight.
By the way, Vancouver Ford text line just delivered a pizza to some bros. They had 4 TVs all playing the new NCAA video game. Big deal. So bros are gathered, man. It's the gathering of the bros.
So McCain has 1.3 million followers on the gram.
Yeah.
I see here. And then on the Tiki,
3.5.
Damn, dude.
Yep.
That's amazing. I wonder what he makes off of that.
I'm sure he makes a decent chunk of change. I mean,
Will he make more off of social media than in the NBA?
Nah, I mean, I don't know. Rookies, they don't bust the bank, but, that's...
He dropped 2 little dance videos on Sixers Media Day, and people were like, oh, God, here we go.
Yeah.
So in other words, like the sports guys are like, oh, you can't.
How can you be a basketball player?
Yeah, you got to focus.
Look, I don't know why people dancing on TikTok is a big deal, but it is. Like, I do remember once when the war in the Ukraine started like 17 years ago. I saw a list. It was, I couldn't tell if it was being satire, but I don't think it was. It was like someone put out a thing like 5 dances you can do right now to support Ukraine.
Oh, really?
I was like, God bless Gen Z, right? Just, hey, what can we do? Well, let's do a dance.
Well, I do feel like, and I know this because I have 20-something kids in my life.
Mm-hmm.
They get a lot of their news from TikTok.
Yes.
Like that's how they. So whatever is happening in the world, the influencers take the information, the news, and then they share it in entertaining ways.
Yeah.
And that's how they get their news.
Yeah, there was a poll somewhere. We may have talked about it, but there was a poll not too long ago, a few months, and the Gen Zers, the vast majority of them get their news from other people telling them the news. They don't listen to anyone delivering the news. They just listen to influencers that digest the news and then they give them the gist.
Yeah.
This is what you need to know about the news.
In very short videos.
Yeah, it's terrifying. But
very short.
Again, and to be an old guy and put your head in the sand and yell and scream about how bad the generation is, it's
just different.
It's just different. So
Donovan Clingan went 1 of 8.
It wasn't pretty, but
the other night.
He was great. And now, to be fair, I watched 9 minutes.
13 boards, 5 blocks.
Yeah, one of the threes he launched was...
Does he shoot the 3?
He shot 3 of them, and one of them, it was about what you think. But they say he can shoot. They say he's got some decent touch.
So that was the thing is in college, there were enough players and shooters at UConn. They didn't really want or need him for that at all. But when the Blazers worked him out, they're like, whoa, this guy can actually do that a little bit.
Okay.
And now in today's NBA, if you're big, like a Brook Lopez can stretch the floor and hit one of those, it's valuable. So I think they want him to develop it, even though it's probably not a skill yet.
Look, the offensive game, and we all knew going in, the offensive game was rough. It's not polished. He wasn't drafted to be an offensive guy. But he grabbed 13 boards. He had 5 blocks, a bunch of other shots. He bothered. Like, he's going to come in and be that guy where you put him in the middle. And he's a giant human being. I think he's a better athlete than people gave him credit for. And anything he gets, it's going to be on lobs. And they don't have a single guard on this team. It's going to be on lobs and putbacks. No offense is going to be created for Kling Kong. That is going to be.
Is that what we're calling him?
He's the Kling Kong.
Kling Kong?
Yeah, man. That's what they were doing in the NCAA tourney. It's just, I could care less what he does on the offensive end because he's not going to be a focal point of the offense.
Well, I love having a big guy like that. They list him 7'2". You said 7'3". Boy, the highlights, and I just saw a couple little clips.
He's enormous.
Dude, he is enormous.
Yes.
And that is a problem for opposing teams, at the very least, just defensively around the rim. I get it, the whole rim protection thing. It's a useful that's a useful size player right there.
Well, there's just not many guys. I mean, I know the NBA is full of freaks, but if you're talking about people that are his size and not like skinny beanpoles. I mean, he is a substantial human being. You are talking about only a handful of guys in the NBA. Embiid is a giant guy. The Lopez is a giant player like this. I mean, there's just not Steven Adams, but Steven Adams isn't 7'2" or 7'3". I mean, he is just a big physical force. You're going to put his wide ass in the lane, and he's going to bother some people. And so I think anything he gives you on the offensive end, that's a plus. And I was listening to some of the players talk about, the Blazers talk about what it's like to be in practice with him. And like 4 different guys said, when that guy sets a screen, you feel it. I guess he just annihilates people. So he's going to be your big physical bruiser, set some screens, roll to the hoop. And, I think that'll translate well early on, while the offense probably has a lot of growing pains.
He's Mark Eaton all over again. And
Hey,
I love that.
Mark Eaton's one of the great shot blockers of all time.
I loved Mark Eaton.
Yeah.
I do not say that critically.
He's no Greg Kite, though.
I don't remember Greg Kite.
His big white stiff.
I remember the name, but
Yeah.
I can't picture him.
You just don't want him to be the big white stiff, and I think he's more athletic than that.